Hey everyone, welcome back to the reactjs course. So in this video, we'll be exploring about map function as well as keys inside of a React application. So if you find this interesting, let's get started
So
right
let's
away.
understand about the keys as well as the map function inside of reactjs. So let's consider we have a set of data and then we need to display that data inside our website. Okay, so for that we'll be making use of the map function. So pretty much map function creates a new array for each for every calling function and for each array element that is present. So let's understand this with the help of a better example. And the example I'm going to take is the example of a cart system. So if you consider a cart system, we have two main basic functionalities, that is add to cart and then remove from cart. So let's say we have two buttons. One is for add to cart and then the second one is for remove from cart. So if you press on the add to cart button, for example, that particular product should be added into the cart. That is the image, the price details as well as the name of the item. And then if you press on the remove from cart button, pretty much that item should be filtered out from the cart. Okay, so we'll be implementing this and then we'll be understanding the map function. Okay, so over here I have imported some data, some random dummy data. So over here you can see the images array consists of three datas. Okay, so in this data we have a unique id, and then we have the image of that particular item, and then we have the name of the item. Okay, so we have three images, three names as well as the different unique ids for each of the items that is present inside our images array. So we'll be making use of the map function and then we'll be displaying this, all these items, and then we will be implementing the card system. Okay, so let's get started over here. So over here let us initialize a div. Okay, let's write images, let's access the images first, and just let's write map. Okay, it's gonna take something called as the item and the index. Okay, over here we are going to return. So this is the way you initialize a map function. We're going to say images dot map. Images is the data which we have, and then for that data we are applying the map function. Okay, so item is pointing to each and every data that is present inside our images array, and this is pretty much the index. So if you console.log the index, you're going to get 0 1 and 2. Okay, so over here for each and every item we are returning a div element. Okay, so now what happens is, so the first thing we want to display is the name. So let's initialize a h3 tag. So the way you get the name is, so since this is pointing to each item in the images array, that is item, we are going to access like item dot name if you want to if you want the name. If let's say if you want the image, it's going to be item dot image. Okay, so since we want the name, it's going to be item dot name. Save the file. So okay, come back to the web page. Yeah, so as you can see we have three items, we have three names, that is ice cream, biscuit and chocolate. Okay, so we have used the map function and then we have mapped through this data, that is images data, and then we are currently accessing only the names. Okay, so next let's try to access the image. So let's initialize the image tag over here. Okay, so this is going to take the source. Let's give the source, it's going to be item dot image. Okay, so save the file. So let's go back to our web page. Yeah, so you should see all the images coming up on the screen. Okay, so now let us give the buttons. Okay, so let's write the div, and then now let us write the button. Okay, so this is going to be add to cart. Okay, so save the file. Yeah, so you can see the buttons coming up as well as the images with the name. So now let's give it styling so that it just spaces out inside the web page. So over here for the products, for the outer div over here, let's give a class name of product container, and for this div let's give just products. Okay, save the file. Alright, so now let's target the products. So we are in app.js. Let's go to app.css, and over here let's target the products. Let's give a margin of 20 pixels. Okay, yeah, you can see the margin coming up. So next, let's come back to our product container, copy that class name, and then app.css again. Let's give some internal padding of 20 pixels. Okay, and then let's target the h3 tag that is over here, and then let's give some spacing towards the bottom. Okay, so let's write product container h3. So let's give a margin bottom of 10 pixels. Save the file. Yeah, so the space has come up. So now let's give some spacing towards the button as well, towards the top, since it's almost touching the image. So over here, let's first give the class name to the button, this one. So let's write class name, it's gonna be button. Okay, save the file. Let's go back to our app.css and then target the button. Okay, so let's give a margin top of 10 pixels. Yeah, so you can see the space coming up on the screen. Okay, so now if I press on the button, nothing is going to happen because we have not written any functionality if we press on the add to cart button. Okay, so now let us initialize our cart over here. So inside our app.js, yeah, right at the top, let us initialize with the help of useState. So const cart comma set cart equals to useState. So we have already recently learned about useState. So over here we will provide an initial value, let's say an empty array, because there is no items present at the cart in the initial stage. Okay, so we are gonna initialize with the empty array, and then we are gonna write the functionality if we press on the add to cart button. Okay, so over here let's write the on click event. Okay, it's gonna take a function and we are gonna say add to cart of that particular item, that is the item, if the item we pressed on, so that particular item is added to the cart, that is this one. Okay, so let's define that function over here. So const add to cart equals to, okay, so we are gonna say set our cart, open the braces, I mean the brackets, and we're gonna say whatever is there in the cart include that, and then we're gonna add the item which is gonna come from the parameters that is here. Okay, over here. Okay, all right, so that's the way it works. So we are going to say set cart to whatever is there inside the cart and then add that particular item that we pressed on. So let's consider the initial stage, there is nothing, so we're going to use this, but nothing is going to happen because we are just including the cart which is empty, and then we are adding that item. And if we press on the second time, we are including this item which is already present, that is we are just spreading the cart, and then we are adding the new item that we pressed on. Okay, so that's the way the add to cart functionality works. So let's see if everything is working fine. So let us console.log our cart over here. So let's write console.log of cart. Okay, so save the file once. Let's go back to our web page and then open up our console right here. And initially you should see an empty array. Yeah, so initially there is nothing inside our cart. Okay, as you can see. So now let me press on the add to cart button. So pretty much this data should be added, that is the name, the image, as well as the ID. Okay, let's give that a try. Yeah, so as you can see over here, we can see the length of 1. That means the first item has been added to the cart. So let's go check the info over here, that is with the ID of 0, the image, as well as the name. Okay, so let's try to add the last item, that is this one. Yeah, so as you can see, 2 items have been added to our cart. So if you go and check out the info, you have the information regarding the first item, and this is the second item. Okay, with the ID, image, as well as the name. Okay, so now let us write the implementation for remove from cart. Okay, so let us implement in such a way that if I add this button to the, if I add this item to the cart over here, we should display the message which says remove from cart. Okay, and if it is not added, it should show the it should show the usual message that is add to cart. Okay, let's do that over here. It's very simple to implement that. We are going to be using the sum method for that. Okay, so you can go check out that sum method online, and then yeah, we're going to write the functionality for that. So if cart dot sum, if the id, okay, if it equals the item dot id, that means the item is present inside our cart, right? So if this is the case, let's make use of ternary operation. Okay, so the first condition is if the id equals to the item dot id for sum. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this button and paste it over here, and this is going to be removed from cart. Okay, same thing, we're going to paste it over here as well. So let's give a format once. Yeah, so this message is going to be removed from cart. So remove from cart. Okay, so save the file once. Yeah, so pretty much we have made use of the JavaScript sum method, and then we are checking for if any item with that id is equal to the item dot id that we pressed on. That means that that item is already present inside our cart. Okay, then we should show this message that is removed from cart. In case that is not the condition, then we are going to say add to cart, and then we have provided the functionality for that. Okay, so let us just change this. This is going to be removed from cart. So let's write remove from cart, come on, of that particular item. Okay, so over here let us define that. So const remove from cart of item equals to, yeah, so over here we are going to make use of the filter function, and then we are going to filter out based on the id of the item. Okay, so let us write set cart of cart dot filter. Okay, x dot id is not equal to the item dot id. Okay, so this is going to be the condition for remove from cart. Okay, so let us understand this, how it is working exactly. So yeah, when the user presses on remove from cart, we are getting that id. Okay, we are getting the exact item, total item, and then we are filtering it out based on the id. Okay, if that id is not present, we are just going to remove that. Okay, and then let's save the file once, and let's give it a try. Let's refresh once, and let's open up the console. Yeah, so initially there is 0 items present. So let's also console.log the cart length just to see the number of items. So over here let's write console.log, that is cart items, or let's say number of cart items. That's gonna be cart.length. Okay, then save the file. So now let's give it a try. Yeah, so initially as you can see there are no items present inside the cart, and the cart is empty. So let's press on the first button. So what should happen is this should change to remove from cart, and then this information should be added to our cart. Okay, let's give that a try. Yeah, so as you can see now the message shows remove from cart, and then we have that particular item being added to the cart. So if you go check out over here inside our cart, as we have seen earlier, pretty much the first info is being added of this item, that is the id, name, as well as the image. Okay, so now let's give it a try for this one. Yeah, so pretty much even that is being added. Okay, so over here we have number of cart items as 2, and then we have 2 items being added to the cart. You can check that out in the console. Let us now press on the third one as well. Yeah, so pretty much 3 items are there in the cart, and then all the 3 have been added to the cart with the item name as well as the image. Okay, now what we do is let's press on remove from cart. We are making use of the filter function, and then we are removing this particular information from the cart. Okay, let's give that a try. So now if I press on the remove from cart, you should see add to cart. Okay, yeah, so as you can see it's going to show add to cart, and then that particular information is removed. Let's go check that out. We should only have I think biscuit and chocolate. Okay, So the first one is biscuit, as you can see, and the second one is chocolate, because this one has been filtered out from the cart. Let us again remove, let's say, the third one. Okay, so now the cart length should be 1, so number of cart items is 1, and then if you go check out the cart, only the biscuit should be there. Okay, yeah, so id 1, image that one, and then the name is going to be biscuit. So now let's remove this as well. Yeah, so you have an empty cart, and then you have an empty array as well. So pretty much that's the way map function works. Okay, and we also have something called as a key attribute, okay, inside of a map function, which is required to provide whenever you map through a set of data. So this is going to be pretty much whatever you give it over here, that is the index value. Okay, so this react requires this key whenever the web page refreshes each time when we use the map function. Okay, so save the file once. Yeah, I think pretty much that's it about the cart system. We have explored about the add to cart functionality as well as the remove from cart functionality, and this is like kind of a short kind of project, that is by building a cart system with the two functionalities being done. And then yeah, we have explored about the map function as well as the keys, that is this one, just now explained. And then I think yeah, that's it for this video. Then let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.